Heavy metal
My
rock.
global mind.
I'm Robert Cabuto, and today on My Global Mind, I'm pleased to be speaking with Michael Sweet of Stryper for the release of their first ever Christmas album, The Greatest Gift of All, that comes out November 21st. Michael, welcome, and thank you as always.
Thank you, Robert. Great to be here again, and
Yes.
thanks for always supporting what we're doing and what I'm doing. I really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. I always enjoy talking with you. I have you on speed dial, so we're Zoom speed dial.
I
So
love it.
now I know you posted something recently on Facebook that you had a biopsy. I was wondering if you could give everybody an update. I'm sure there's a lot of fans that are concerned, and I know people are praying for you.
Yeah, well, that means the world. It really does, and I'm a firm believer in prayer, as you know. And it basically, so I had thyroid cancer. They removed half of my thyroid. My right thyroid, I have Hashimoto's as well, so that's not doing so good. I have a nodule in that side. I kind of wish they had just taken everything out,
Right.
but there's reasons why they don't. So here I am, with some new calcification in that nodule. I still have the Band-Aid on right here from the biopsy
Yeah.
yesterday. My neck's a little sore, but I'm really just kind of hoping and believing in that it's nothing. It's just, and it may very well be nothing.
Yeah, that's the best you can. That's the best way.
Yeah. And if it winds up being something or whatever, I'll deal with it and stay proactive. And I try to stay on top of this kind of stuff and go to the doctor. That's all I can urge anyone to do is go get physicals and go get checked up if there's an issue and stay proactive.
That's very true. The earlier you catch things, the better off you stand a chance with anything in life. So
Exactly.
So that's great. And we're praying for you and hoping for the best. I know that you had a busy week also. You were bouncing back and forth across the West Coast, Las Vegas, California, Las Vegas, back and forth. How's everything going with that? Would you have a lot of fun?
Man, yeah, I got home and I wanted to sleep for 24 hours, I'm not getting any younger, so especially when I have to drive, I prefer driving over flying.
Yeah, me too.
And it just worked out that we were supposed to drive, and we drove, flew to Vegas, drove to California, back to Vegas, back to California. Probably put in almost 1,000 miles when all is said and done, and just it was a blur. 3 solo shows. I went and celebrated my dad's life.
Mm-hmm.
At his ceremony, celebration of life ceremony. Then we went and bowled for Ronnie for cancer funding, and just to be a part of all that was really cool. And it was a great time, a lot of memories. We really enjoyed it, but boy, were we exhausted! Wow.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but the older I get, the earlier I go to bed. Some days it's like 8:30. I'm like zonked out on the bed asleep.
Lisa and I haven't been able to figure that one out yet. Going to bed early. We say, hey, we're going to go to bed early tonight, and then we wind up staying up later than we ever have. I don't know what it is, but we have trouble going to sleep. We're usually up till at least midnight, sometimes 1 a.m., and we sleep till 8:30, 9 a.m. So yeah, it's a different schedule.
Different schedule, yeah. We're like 8:30 going to bed, waking up at 5:30, and then throwing the time difference. Sometimes it's 4:30. So yeah,
I would love to do that because then you get to see the sun come up.
I get to see that, and I do my best work in the morning. So I'm a morning person. So that's cool.
I get it.
Totally. So you're going to be releasing your new Christmas album. It seems like the perfect way for Stryper to celebrate the Christmas season, and I know it's the first one you've ever done. Tell me the rationale behind it now.
Well, I mean, we heard for 40 years from fans, when are you doing a Christmas album? And we would always give them the same answer, sometime soon, someday soon. And this went on for 40 years.
Right.
And I woke up one morning and I realized, we're never going to do a Christmas album. Another 40 years are going to pass, Lord willing, and we're not going to have a Christmas album. So I just said, look, let's just do it. I mentioned it to the label. They liked the idea, thank God. and they allowed us to go in and record an album, and we did. We went in March of this year, banged it out, turned it in, and here we are. It's coming out this year. Finally, Stryper has a
Yeah.
Christmas album. 5 traditionals, 5 originals.
No, it's very cool. And I noticed that you kind of stayed clear away from like the Santa Claus is coming to town, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty. Were these songs more sentimental, personal, or maybe more religious in nature that you
I
want to?
think they are definitely more religious in nature and more about the true meaning of Christmas, at least
Yeah.
to me, and what I feel it should be. Christ must Christmas. Obviously we're here to celebrate the birth of Christ. I know he wasn't born on the 25th of December. I get that. And some people bring out and talk about the pagan side of the holiday, but we put all that aside. And for Stryper, for Oz, Rob, myself, Perry, our wives, our children, we celebrate Christmas and the birth of Christ, and that's what it's all about for us. He is the reason for the season, as the song says. But it was just kind of a no-brainer to pick these songs. It felt right. Every song that we chose traditionally, we've been playing some of those live. Little Drummer Boy, you could see on YouTube from like
Yeah.
10 years. And it just felt like a no-brainer. And then in terms of the originals, we wanted to do something a little different, a little heavier, and almost more like just a regular Stryper album. One you could listen to. You could listen to On This Holy Night in March,
Yep,
or in July.
I agree.
It doesn't matter when, because it doesn't sound like a Christmas song per se.
I thought the same about the originals. I thought the originals stood on their own, whether they were Christmas related or not. I thought they were tremendous songs.
Well, good. And my hope is always, and every songwriter's hope, that maybe one of these songs, originals, will become a traditional.
Right.
And a song that people want to listen to every year at Christmas time. That would be phenomenal.
And Mariah Carey could do a cover of it.
Exactly. That would be unreal.
You talked about the album was originally recorded in March. How did you get into the holiday spirit? What did you have to do to get yourself pumped up from in March to be singing about the holiday?
We did little things, like we all wore our Christmas pajamas,
Okay.
and sometimes in the studio.
Yeah.
Like we're there. I'm there in my Grinch pajama bottoms.
Yeah.
Whenever you would go to the bathroom, and the minute you would open the door, Christmas music would start playing. We had things like that. And then when you go back in the studio, we had a big widescreen TV, and we had Elf running 24/7.
That's awesome.
With no volume.
That's awesome.
So, we tried to do things that made it feel more Christmassy, but that was tough. I'm not going to lie. That was hard.
No, it's good stuff. We talked about the original songs, and the lead song, The Greatest Gift of All, the title track, tremendous. And I mentioned it earlier, it could have been written for like a non-Christmas album. Was that in the bag with Stryper, or was that brand new thought of for this album?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. As I was going through the material and working everything out, it was very important to me to make sure that the original songs specifically weren't too Christmassy.
Yeah.
We added bells, dun, 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 and that makes it sound instantly more Christmas. But musically speaking, when it kicks in, it's a song we could add to a set and play it in any time of year. And that was important. Absolutely. I wanted it to be an album that people could listen to, not just at Christmas time, because most Christmas albums, people retire after Christmas.
Yeah.
They don't listen to them.
Right. No, it's good stuff.
So it was a different mentality going into this one.
One song I was struggling with, if it was an original or if it was a cover, Heaven Came.
That's an original.
Tremendous song. Wow.
Oh, good.
It's like right out of the Stryper book of how to do it. Incredible.
Oh, man. Thank you. That I'll be honest with you, and it's not just because you're saying that, but that's probably my favorite song on the album.
Mine too.
I don't really know why, other than a song moves you or it doesn't.
Yeah.
And that song, I feel something from that song in a unique way.
Right.
And I love it. I love that song, and I hope everyone else feels the same way.
Tremendous song. I looked it up on AI and I was like, is this original or a cover? And I looked it up on AI once and it said it was by this person. Then I looked it up again and it said it was by this person. And I said, I don't know. It just sounds like total Stryper. So I'm glad I found out. And that's a tremendous song. My
Well,
favorite.
I'll tell you what, if you put in Just Heaven Came, there may be other songs that are
Yes.
titled that.
Yep.
If you put in Heaven Came on Christmas Day, which is a complete title,
Yeah.
you might see that it's just a Stryper song. But I mean, it's officially not out yet. And we did not release these songs in the digital realm. We're going to
Oh,
wait on that. So that might be another reason why
that's
AI
not
is
coming
not
up.
picking it up.
Yeah, no, that's true. And it sounds like you had a lot of fun blending these original ideas and traditional arrangements. Little Drummer Boy, you said you played before. Talk about the creative process of putting these together. What needed the bells? What needed the keyboards? The dueling guitars and the beginning of Little Drummer Boy?
Yep. Well, I mean, it was pretty easy to figure out because, like I said, we had played some of these songs out live. I play a lot of these songs. Go Tell It on the Mountain,
Hmm.
even Silent Night, Joy to the World. I play those songs at my Christmas show every year,
Hmm.
and pretty much the same arrangements, very similar. And those were easy to make Christmas, out of the actual song style itself. We didn't really need to think too hard. Now the originals, my daughter was in the car. She said, "You got to add bells to some of these songs." I'm like, "Oh gosh, I didn't even think of that."
Or
And
cowbell.
we there might be a cowbell on one song actually, but I know we added some synthetic bells, synth bells, and we also added some real sleigh bells
Hmm.
on that song. Heaven
Yeah,
Came. Dun 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 dun. You hear those? We bought some sleigh bells to record
it's funny.
for that purpose. So, and it's amazing how just doing that instantly makes you say Christmas.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. So yeah, it was really cool, man. Just going in and we just tried to enjoy ourselves and have fun with it. And I think that comes across and shows on the album. We didn't try to overthink it.
Yeah. Silent Night, great song. Hard song to sing the way you're singing it. Was that a challenge with your throat, your voice, and so on?
It, yeah, I find, back in the past, it was easier for me to sing uh, clean songs,
Hmm.
vocally clean, clear ballads, right? That was easier. My voice was more tailored for that. Now I find it a little less easier. It's a little more difficult to do that because I typically sing with the more gritty style.
Yeah.
And when it's time to clean it up, it's a little more difficult. And plus, I have a little bit of, I think, my issues. I have a little bit of like a permanent hoarseness to my throat now that I didn't have.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything I can really do about that. So my voice has been altered a little bit. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is. And there you go. But man, I wanted to do that version of like that. I didn't want heavy drums. I didn't want heavy guitars. I want to do something totally different. The metalheads will probably say, I skipped that one. And I'm like, oh, that's okay. If you want to
Yeah.
skip it, that's another one of my favorites because it's just so different for us.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a great interpretation of it. I really enjoyed it. And I have to wonder too, you talk about the metalheads, the Christian rockers. Is there still a stigma that exists around this perception of
Yeah, there is.
yeah,
There is. Unfortunately, I just wish that people would just accept the fact that we do what we do
yeah,
and don't try to categorize it and just put it in a box. Just let it be. And unfortunately, there are still a lot of people who say, "Man, I love their music and I always dug their guitar tones and love this and love that, but I could never get into the lyric." That's why I listen to Slayer, and then I just think, but how do you not get into our lyrics, but you get into those lyrics?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It blows my mind. Maybe I have a small mind. I don't know. I can't comprehend that.
Right, right.
Absolutely bizarre to me. And then when people say, "Oh, yeah, I can't get into the religious thing," but they love satanic bands that are singing about a religion. I don't understand it. I really don't. But hopefully, people will continue to open their minds
Yep.
and things will change.
I'm all about melody. And as I could listen to a heavy metal or thrash album if as long as there's melody. Your stuff always melodic, and that's the gift you guys bring to Stryper, melody, I think, above all.
Well, we've always been that way. And I think what's helped us steer us in that direction is as much as we would listen to Dio or Priest or Maiden or
Mhm.
Scorpions, whatever, which have melody as well.
Yeah.
But we would also listen to bands like Journey and Loverboy and Survivor and
Yeah.
bands with a lot more melody,
Mhm.
right? And that's just something we've always been fond of. And I think that comes together in our band. You hear
Right.
qualities of all of the above.
Yeah. Scorpion's one of my favorites.
Oh
Really.
yeah.
There isn't a bad song on a Scorpions album. I love them all across the board, and they all suit a purpose. Like whether you're in a crazy mood, whether you want to chill, there's all, they got it all. It's one of the amazing
Exactly.
things to
And
do that.
I think a big part of that is the singer, Klaus.
Wow, yeah.
Uh, he obviously has a very distinct voice. No one sounds like him,
Yeah.
but he's very melodic. He's
Agreed.
very melody oriented, and if you listen to his vocals on most of the songs, they have these beautiful melodies going on and range, and I think that's really helped put that signature on that band.
Love that band. One of my favorites. I think if they ever retire, I think I would cry. Because I know they had that scare maybe 10 years ago or so, but they're one of my favorites. I love seeing them live, and I love every album that they put out.
Me too, man. A huge influence on me, believe it or not. Their music. If you were around pre-Stryper when we were Rocks Regime, and you were hanging out in the garage with us, you would hear the Scorps
Absolutely.
all the time. Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. We did a bunch of covers, my band, Blackout. We did them.
yeah,
Well, you had to.
yeah.
That's what people
We
want.
love the old stuff too, with Yuli. And one of
Yeah,
my favorite songs is "The Zoo."
I love that
Dun-dun,
song.
dun-dun,
Yep.
dun-dun, dun. It's like turn that up, play it again. It's just got this cool thing to it.
That's what turned me on to the Scorpions in college radio or something like that. It came on. I was like, oh, I got to go buy this album. And, I bought it and became an instant fan.
Exactly.
Is there a particular Christmas album that you revisit every year and holds a special place and meaning for you?
Well, I'm a little bit more of a traditionalist. I love Nat King Cole.
Mm,
I listen to that album every year,
yep.
and that people might be surprised to hear that, but I love it. Uh, I love Celine Dion. I love the Mariah Carey stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, anything that has a great voice and a great melody with put to a great song, I'm there. I'm sold.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. But I'm not really a big fan of the metal Christmas albums.
Okay.
Um, I mean, great stuff. I get why people love it, but it just, I guess I don't listen to metal as much as I perform metal or
Got it.
play metal. And maybe that's why I like to
Fine.
escape that and listen to
Yeah.
something a little less metal,
Out of the box. Yeah.
Yeah,
Burl Ives. Anything Burl Ives sings, even the phone book, that guy, that sounds like Christmas. You hear that guy's voice. He's just like, oh my God.
exactly. And it just makes you feel good,
Yeah.
right? And it's so instant, like, wow, puts you in the spirit. And
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Yeah. Another great one that I grew up with was the Partridge Family Christmas.
Oh yeah, I love the Partridge Family.
Yeah, they had put out a Christmas album and they did all the covers. It was great stuff. I still
I
listen to it
love it.
every year since I was a kid. Can't stand them.
Absolutely. And they're so underrated just all around. They're so
Yeah,
underrated.
they're great
Oh,
writers. Whatever they did or whoever wrote for them was pretty tremendous writing. Um,
I agree.
when you were a kid, did you ever hope to stay up late and catch Santa under the tree, leaving presents?
I did. And we went through that whole thing. And there were times when we would wake up and we thought we saw Santa, and I
Right,
think it was
right.
dad, obviously. And I continued the tradition with my kids. I remember when we moved back east, I bought a Santa suit and I put it on, went in the backyard. It was snowing, so it was perfect. And I had sleigh bells, and the kids were so young, and I scared them to death.
Oh,
Literally,
wow.
they were both crying. I was in the backyard; they could just see me from a distance, but they were so freaked out, and I think I emotionally scarred them.
No,
Terrible.
Oh, that's a fun act gone totally wrong, right? It's like, just couldn't have gone more
Yeah,
wrong.
absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And I went in the basement and changed and went back up as me, and they were just hysterical. Oh, not good.
Not good at all. Yeah. Um, as you get older in life and the world becomes a little bit more commercialized and a little bit more sanitized and PC of what you can and cannot say, has the meaning of Christmas deepened within you, or has changed you in any way?
It has. I mean, as I get older, I learn more and more. At least I would like to think so. The true meaning of Christmas and not getting caught up in everything else that means nothing.
Yeah.
You know, let's go in debt and buy. Spend $20,000 that we don't have and do this. And I get it. People want to give, and that's great. But you just need to try not to get caught up in all the stuff that doesn't matter.
Mhm.
What matters is your time, helping people, loving people, breaking bread with people, and just your time and
Yeah.
memories. That's what matters.
That's great sentiment. That is great sentiment.
So true.
Could you give us an update on the documentary, the Stryper documentary?
Oh man, I'll tell you what, that has turned into something that we never imagined, which is kind of an ongoing, uh, you know, it just never seems to end.
Yeah.
But there's a reason for it. It's not wasted energy or time. We're trying to interview as many people as we want. We have a long list, and
Mhm.
we're almost through it. But we're trying to interview people because that's really going to be the power of the documentary. The
Yeah.
stories of how the band has affected people's lives.
Yeah.
That's what we want it to be about.
Got it.
Not just about you watch an hour and a half of the band on a stage and backstage.
Right.
You know, no disrespect to the other documentaries, but that's kind of boring to me.
Right.
And with this documentary, it's going to have a lot more than that, and there's going to be a lot more to it. So it takes time and money, and we're getting there. But I would say, if I had to be very realistic about a release, I would say probably the end of next year, possibly even the beginning of the following year. But it is coming sooner than later. And when it comes, it's going to be great.
That's awesome. I look forward to that. Is there any documentary that really has caught your eye and resonated with you?
Well, I mean, I've watched quite a few. The most recent one that I watched with Lisa was the Bon Jovi
Me
documentary.
too. Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. But, again, ours is going to be very different
Yep.
than that. Like I said, you're going to see a lot more people talking about the band than the band talking about the band,
Cool.
or me talking about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just going to have a different approach.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there's so many great documentaries out there, rockumentaries, whatever you want to call them, and I love them. And sometimes it's hit or miss. I saw a Van Halen one at the studio a
Mhm.
year ago, and I was really let down with that. It was just
Yeah.
kind of a lot of footage and kind of low budget, and
Yeah.
uh, I love Van Halen. Everybody
Me too.
knows that.
I know you do. I know you do. Good.
But yeah, man, I'm excited that we're even going to have a documentary.
Good.
I'm beyond excited and blessed and humbled by the whole ordeal, and it's going to be really cool.
Good. Well, I look forward to it. I look forward to it. And I just want to say, I always enjoy talking to you, and I want to thank you so much for your time and praying for you that you do well and have a happy Thanksgiving, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. If I don't talk to you,
Thank you, Robert. I know. Well, the thing is, I bet we'll be talking soon because I have a
wow,
solo album coming out in April.
awesome. I look forward to that.
So I bet we'll be talking after the new year.
Good. And I'm waiting for you to do some acoustic solo shows out in New Jersey, but you seem to miss New Jersey.
You know what? I don't know why. Well, other than the fact that Stryper's very busy, and I do these on off time of Stryper, which is limited.
Yeah, I figured.
But I will do that sometime. And this new album, it's called The Master Plan. It's unlike anything I've ever done.
Wow.
It's tapping into my 60s and 70s and even some 80s roots. But it's got a little bit more of a throwback vibe to it.
All right.
And it's not a metal album.
Okay.
I'll say that. Disclaimer, not a metal album. It's just it's a really cool, easy listening, throw it on at 10 p.m., sitting by the fire, chilling kind of record.
Very cool. I may have to put it on a little bit earlier than that, like 7:30, if you don't mind.
You got to put it on about 7:30. Yeah, if you go to bed at 8 or 8:30. But I'm telling you right now, I think you're gonna like it, man. It's very different. Breath of
Good.
fresh air.
And I look forward to talking to you for that.
Robert, I do too. God bless you, my friend.
Thank you,
Thank you
buddy.
so much. You're always so professional. You do a fantastic job.
Thank you. I always enjoy talking with you too. You're tremendous, and I love your music. So,
Brother,
talk to
thank you,
soon.
man.
Bye-bye.
Okay, God bless you. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Heavy metal rock. Global mind.